Far, far away in the twinkling night sky, there lived a tiny star named Stella. Stella was one of the smallest stars in the sky, but she shone brightly every night alongside her friends, the other stars. Stella loved her home in the sky, where she could see everything on Earth below and twinkle happily with her friends. But one night, a strong gust of cosmic wind blew through the sky, and Stella, who wasn't as big or strong as the other stars, was blown right out of her place. She tumbled through the sky, spinning and twirling, until she landed softly on a grassy field far below on Earth. Stella looked around, confused and frightened. "Where am I? I belong in the sky," she cried. The trees whispered in the wind, and the animals of the forest looked up in wonder. They had never seen a star so close before. A wise old owl flew down from his perch and landed beside Stella. "What's a star like you doing here on Earth?" the owl asked. "I was blown out of the sky by the wind," Stella replied, tears twinkling in her eyes. "I don't know how to get back home." The owl tilted his head thoughtfully. "Well, stars belong in the sky. You must find a way to return, but until then, we will help you." Stella smiled weakly. She was grateful for the owl's kindness, but she missed the night sky and her place among the stars. She watched as the sun began to rise, and she could no longer twinkle like she used to. The next day, as Stella rested in the soft grass, animals from all over the forest came to visit her. A group of rabbits, a family of deer, and even a few birds chirped in excitement, amazed by the tiny star on Earth. "You're so bright and beautiful," said a curious squirrel. "I wish I could shine like you," added a shy little rabbit. Stella blushed, but her light dimmed a little more as the sun climbed higher into the sky. "I'm not as bright as I used to be," she said sadly. "I need to be back in the sky to shine properly." That night, when the moon rose and the stars began to twinkle again, Stella looked up longingly. "I wish I could be up there with them," she whispered. The wise old owl returned and hooted softly. "The sky is very far away, but perhaps we can help you get closer," he said. With the help of the forest animals, they devised a plan. The birds would carry Stella as high as they could, and the wind would help guide her back to her home in the night sky. As the plan unfolded, Stella felt a little flutter of hope. The birds lifted her carefully, and as they soared higher and higher, Stella began to feel lighter. The wind picked up, gently swirling around her, helping to carry her upward. Higher and higher they flew, and Stella's light began to glow brighter. The stars above twinkled in encouragement, welcoming her back. With one final gust of wind, Stella soared back into her place in the night sky. She twinkled brighter than ever before, shining down on the forest and her new friends below. The animals cheered from the ground, their eyes reflecting the light of their little star. Thank you all," Stella called down, her voice filled with joy. From that night on, whenever the forest animals looked up at the sky, they could always spot Stella twinkling brightly among the stars. She was no longer just a lost star. She was a star who had found her way home with the help of her friends.